Class of '09 is a show that follows Tyo Miller and Ashley Poet, who leave their previous homes and workplaces to work for the FBI. After a few years, the two develop into excellent FBI agents, but artificial intelligence in the American criminal justice system puts their way of life in danger. Poet and the other recruits are shown in the opening scene of Episode 5's The Problem is People gazing at the wall of plaques honoring agents who have died in the line of duty, and the space is set aside for those who will die in the future. So we can probably guess where this is headed. Back to the destroyed J. Edgar Hoover building, Poet makes a frantic statement of love as he observes Lennox struggling in the debris. Although they both live, the lesson is very obvious. In the future, Teo is questioned about the errors that resulted in the destruction of the FBI's main office and a mass shooting at a Quantico training center for the agency. The information was available, but it wasn't appropriately comprehended. Only by breaking protocol was it possible to look into the situation. Systemic failures occurred. So how do perspectives and methods for doing things grow to be so ingrained? The past, as usual, has the answers. The Martin Luther King Memorial is still under construction, so instead of taking FBI recruits to the National Holocaust Museum to learn about the abuses of power in law enforcement, it is now appropriate to take them to MLK's childhood house. This is where Teo meets Vivienne, who is working with law enforcement as an esteemed civil rights attorney, to inform recruits directly that the FBI attempted to coerce MLK into taking his own life, and that they should definitely give this some thought. This is not simply a meet-cute, though, because Teo pushes for the adoption of Hours database in conjunction with Amos Garcia's Deep Learning AI network, which is now being used to anticipate customer buying trends. The story is framed from his point of view. His appeal to Garcia is specifically focused on challenging the status quo, in which the criminal justice system and law enforcement are intended to keep people like him, Garcia, and MLK in check. By emphasizing the shortcomings of our system while still relying on human judgment, the argument is reiteratively made. A synagogue attack appears to be stopped, but the hostages are nonetheless slaughtered in a particularly heinous and conspicuous fashion. Teo starts to think that the enduring issue is humans. They still have an excessive amount of room for prejudice and inaccuracy. Teo finds Amos's portrayal of a binary, zero-sum society where everyone is treated equally as suspects fascinating for this reason. No one is presumed to be innocent. The only thing is the system. It makes sense that the former class of 2009 would later criticize that system. Despite Teo's concerns, the gang, clearly under Poet's direction, starts to look into the system itself. And actually, the investigation just involves stirring stuff up. They will learn what they ought to know by how it reacts. The message is unmistakable. A church where the gang and a senator are meeting is immediately overrun by Bureau drones, who smash through the stained glass windows and tase the preacher. How did they determine he posed a danger? Why wasn't Teo able to stop them? The solutions are clear-cut. The only thing is the system. The system is now in charge.